I wouldn't be the surveyor I am today if I was working from home more than I am in the office.
I agree.
You know, I think, all the experience I've gained has been around, experienced property managers and surveyors in the general practice world, learning off the best and building my own knowledge and experience. And as I said earlier about the sponge, if you're coming into the industry, you want to sponge it all up. You don't want to be doing that remotely. You want to be around the experienced surveyors and learning from them, because ultimately when you're the next generation coming through, you don't want there to be necessarily a gap in service to the clients. And
no, but let me bring you on to that, because I think that's a bit of a controversial subject, boys, because as the next generation comes through, and I know that these two boys are the next generation, but there's lots of people sorry, that's our tech team, guys, by the way. You met Ruben over Christmas, but you will meet Finn one day. As the new generation comes in, they are very much more inclined from a technology perspective. They're less inclined to pick up the phone and have a conversation, less inclined to want to have a face-to-face meeting and so on and so forth. So how do we as professionals, because we're all a little bit older, I would say, we're a bit long, I certainly feel long in the tooth. How do we deal with that next generation coming into the workspace with our attitudes towards...
You've got to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question.
It's a good question.
You've got to adapt, and obviously you mentioned the point before about AI and systems and making yourself more efficiency. But ultimately, culture is built by being around each other.
I don't disagree.
But at the same time, it is a people business property.
Yeah.
I'm going to go deep here.
Well, I want you to go deep. That's what I want.
I like coming in with my...
This is what I like.
These guys are young guys.
Yeah.
Look, time as human beings is our greatest commodity.
I agree, yeah.
Right? No one will ever be able to turn back the clock.
No.
So embrace it.
Yeah.
But be mindful that it is your greatest commodity. So be very aware of how you use it.
Yeah.
And I know I've kind of gone on about this speed and I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Insta, I'm not on TikTok, because I use my eyes to see what's around me.
You'll be on YouTube
right?
too.
Everyone's but at the end of the day, everyone's got a story.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a story. And if you invest time in people, you'll be amazed at some of the people you'll meet, the stories you hear. And I don't want to harp on, but I'm involved in lots of different other things where with people that are just the most phenomenal stories. They are like warriors, heroes, but it takes time to do that. And so with the answer to your question, how do we convey that to these guys? It's kind of be present.
Yeah.
There is a lot of noise around the generation that's coming through.
No, there is
so much
there?
noise.
Yeah, there is. There's loads.
Like literally, it's like what do I do? What do I look at first?
It's like we're scared of them.
But you have to understand that AI could write you a poem.
Yeah.
AI could pull out an absolute banger of a loves tune. But ask AI the meaning behind it. What was the motivation behind it?
Agreed.
You're not going to get an answer.
That's true. Yeah.
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 And so life is the best educator, I believe.
Yeah.
That one could, you can until you breathe it, live it. You're not going to know it. And so I would say to these guys, correct. Yeah, you can sit at home, you can be at arm's length, but then, like I said something very early on, we're a product of the influences surround us.
That's
if
true.
you're sitting around four walls.
Yeah. That's what influences
correct.
you.
If you'll learn from people, With Ollie, I tried to bring him into every single meeting so that he could, as Daniel said,
had a meeting yesterday,
correct,
didn't we?
Learn as much as he could. And I think just be really mindful of how you use your time. If your time is allocated to a screen and engaged in other people's content, you're going to miss the content that's around.
That's very true.
And everything is relationship driven. You've got to,
and that's the nuts and bolts.
And put time and effort. I say to my own kids, right? Strive for the best in life. If watches, houses, cars, holidays are your thing, work hard for them and you earn them honestly, good luck to you.
Yeah.
But to me, the principles by which you live your life are the most important thing. And you have to earn those. Yeah. I've met a lot of people that think they should be respected because
I agree
you can buy it. Yeah. To me, that's the lowest form. Yeah. If you can walk in a room or walk out of a room and someone speaks about you in a respectful manner,
in a positive manner,
you're a rich man in my world.
No, I agree.
Right? Because you can't buy that.
No.
right? You have to earn it, and you have to work hard, and you have to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I will never, ever compromise my reputation,
Yeah.
because I would genuinely be haunted by the fact if someone said, I don't trust the bloke.
Yeah, that's very true.
That would haunt me, you know?
Yeah.
So I think my message would be, there's a lot of noise around you, and use it in a smart way. Don't
Yeah.
ignore it. It's here, use it, but never let it replace what's real.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was too
I'll-
deep.
I'll-
No, it's not too deep. I was just thinking about the best way to sort of continue it, but I don't disagree with that. I guess an element of my question is, how do you start that connection, Colin? So completely
I'll tell
agree
you
with
how.
everything you said.
Investing time. So,
Yeah.
like I said to you, if I had someone come in using the work experience as an example,
Yeah.
and just showed them no respect, they thank me. Oh, we thank you to you and to Daniel and my colleagues for giving
Yeah.
us. I say thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for the time, for actually being bothered to see what our industry is about. And they're
Exactly.
like, what?
Yeah.
I won't mention, but I had one person. I'm not going to call him a kid; it's derogatory. One person come in,
Yeah.
and he was like emotional. At the
Yeah.
end of it, he was in tears, to the point that Ollie left the room. Ollie left the room to go
Yeah.
and get something for the photocopier. Came back in, and this is in tears.
Really?
Right, and Ollie kind of like is on messaging me, what have you done? Right? And he's like, do you know what? No one showed me this respect and the amount of time and the effort that you've put into this week.
Really?
And I said, you deserve it, mate.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll walk away, if nothing else, and hopefully go, I was at Metros for a week and had the most insane experience. Now, if nothing comes of that, great.
Yeah.
You never know who are meant to do, but there was no ulterior motive for me.
Yeah.
It was just to empower him to go, right, you're here to learn about what our industry is all about. I'm going to invest a few days of my time, as much as I can give you of me.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's quite sad, actually, that someone said that to you, that, nobody's given them that time before. That's actually quite...
These adolescents that are coming out of school, uni, that are expected to make decisions. They're 16, 17.
Yeah.
There's pressure. Or don't get me started. The educational system is draconian.
Oh, no, I don't know. Yeah,
and so archaic. There is a place for history, geography, maths. But when are we going to teach life skills? When are we going to, our economy is in the state it's in, the world's
Yeah.
in. When are we at 11, 12, 13 going to teach our kids about what a mortgage is? What's an interest only? What's
Yeah.
a savings account? What are stocks and shares?
What's tax?
What's tax, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing life skills in school?
know, I agree.
Right, they should be as important.
Yeah.
As I said, there's a place for history and maths, but surely at that age, as these kids go, at 15, they're making choices about or 14, what exams they're going to, and their career path follows suit.
This is the point, Colin. People, this next generation, they need to be in the office to build that confidence, to learn off of the experienced professionals.
Correct.
and understand how people respect each other, and and working through a solution to a problem, and speaking to their colleagues about things going on in their personal life, as you say, around what is a mortgage. I'm looking to buy a property. Any thoughts? And just for the general chit chat in the kitchen, and that all comes into it. And I mean that's lovely to hear. What Colin was saying, and about obviously different soon to be graduates, or students looking to decide which path they're going to come in to see outside of the business. And it goes back to everything I keep repeating about the Metros culture.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. We respect each other.
Yeah.
And anyone that comes for our doors that wants to understand how it works within the different departments. It's like with the post yesterday on LinkedIn, with one of our students that came in and from uni, and he put out a lovely message. We wanted him to see how we operate as a business, that we care about what we do. We care about the people we work with, work for, and and that comes into the output, as I said before, about the results. It's a results business, but ultimately it's a people business. And
No, it is.